Okay, so in today's video, I have something that some of you TwisterOS lovers may be a little bit excited about. So, let's dive straight into the video. So first of all, well, you may ask, what is he doing in this video? Well, I will be showing you all how to install and run TwisterOS or TwisterUI on Manjaro ARM on your Raspberry Pi 4. And well, you may ask, well, why is this special? So let me start all the way from the beginning. So TwisterOS is an operating system that has been available for the Raspberry Pi 4 for quite some time now. It is based on Debian and it comes pre-installed with many themes that you guys may like, such as a Windows 10, macOS Big Sur theme, and many others like that. And it also comes pre-installed with a lot of useful software that makes your Raspberry Pi experience better. And well, thankfully now we can run this on Manjaro, since the default TwisterOS is based on Debian or based on a Raspberry Pi OS 32-bit. Now for you guys who are Arch lovers, you can now run it on 64-bit Manjaro and Arch-based distro. I personally really do enjoy Arch, so this is going to be kind of fun to play around with. So let's dive straight into how to do it. So, first of all, we are going to need a Raspberry Pi imager. You could do this with some other flashing tool, but I like the Raspberry Pi imager because it makes everything easier. And you could go ahead and download the Manjaro XFCE image from the Manjaro website, but doing it through here is really easy in just a few clicks, so that's why I'm going with this method. So first of all, when you have Raspberry Pi imager installed on your computer, you can install on all 3 operating systems. Go to Choose OS. Go to Other General Purpose OS, go to Manjaro ARM Linux, and we are going to have to use the XFCE desktop. You can't go with KDE or Mate, you have to do XFCE. So hit XFCE, choose storage, choose your storage device right here, and hit write. Let that thing write, and once it's done, unplug your USB drive from your computer, plug it into your Raspberry Pi 4, and boot up your Raspberry Pi 4. And I would recommend using a monitor for this installation, since we are going to be using a desktop. So let's dive straight into our Raspberry Pi 4's desktop. Okay, so once you've powered on your Raspberry Pi, you're going to be welcomed with a screen that looks just like this. And this is a really nice and intuitive installer. So first of all, you're going to want to choose your language. So I'm going to go back to American English. I'm going to go next. And we are going to set up our time zone. I'll leave it as it is right here. Type in your keyboard and keyboard layout. Hit next, and here you're going to want to type in some credentials and stuff like that. So just go through and do that how you want it to be. And all of these can be whatever you want. There is nothing that you have to do specific. I personally just want to log in automatically, since I don't feel the need to waste time on the login screen. And once everything is correct, you can check it right here, click setup. So now it's gonna just configure all the locals and do everything like that. And once it's done, it's actually gonna reboot, or it's gonna ask you if you're ready to reboot. And once you reboot, then you'll be back onto the desktop and we'll be ready to start installing the TwisterUI script on top of Manjaro to transform this. Honestly, it already looks pretty nice, but make our desktop look even better. So once you're back up onto your desktop, you're going to be welcomed just like this. It's a pretty cool desktop already, but if you're interested in changing it to make it even look better, well, you're going to want to go to this website right here. This is going to be github.com/lakewhack/TwisterUI Manjaro, and it will also be in the description below. But first of all, huge thank you to Grassmonk, Boomerang, Nutsuri, and the Twister Company, and especially Monka for making this possible on the Raspberry Pi. So first of all, we're going to want this link right here. So just click code and click copy that right there. So once you have that copied, go ahead, open up a terminal, and we don't need this website anymore actually. So in your terminal right here, all you're going to want to type is git clone and then Control-Shift-V or right click and paste. So paste that link into right there, since we're going to want to grab everything that's in this repository, since it's going to be useful when running the script. Once the git cloning is done, we are going to want to enter into that directory. So we can type in ls to see what it's called. As you can see right here, it's called TwisterUI Manjaro. So type cd twister-UI-Manjaro, and this is case sensitive, so beware to type in correctly. Now we can type ls again, and right here we have the TwisterUI setup script. So we're going to want to run that. So type /twister UI setup, and again, this is case sensitive, so make sure to type it in correctly. Hit enter right here, and it says this will install TwisterUI Manjaro. Press Control C to cancel or enter to continue. I want to continue, and you probably do too if you're doing this, so hit enter. Please ensure that you are connected to the internet, so make sure that you are. I am right here, I'm on Wi-Fi, but Ethernet is always good too. Hit enter and type in your password. Type in your password that you created earlier, hit enter, and then this script is going to start installing a lot of applications and a lot of themes onto our Manjaro thing to make it just a much cooler and really interesting experience. So you need to press enter right here to continue. Overall, let this script do its thing, and hopefully when it's done, we'll have this awesome Twister experience on our Raspberry Pi. After quite a bit of time, but you know that could depend on your internet connection, we are here, and this looks pretty much like TwisterOS. But first of all, it says the system will now restart. When ready, press enter to continue. So I'm going to hit enter. It wants your password. Interesting. So type in your password, and there was one thing, like when you were running through the script multiple times, it did ask you for your password. So just when you do run the script, make sure that you are watching your screen every now and then to see when you need to type in the password for it to continue on working. But overall, it's a pretty nice script, and it seems to do everything for you other than the few password entry requirements. But once we're on the desktop, we'll be able to go into TwisterOS and explore the desktop. So let's go straight into it. So here we are on the TwisterOS desktop, and you know this does look fairly identical to the other TwisterOS version that's based on Raspberry Pi OS. So this is the default TwisterOS theme that you're going to get when you install this, and you know it looks pretty nice. But first of all, I want to open up the terminal and take a look at our system resources to give an idea of how heavy this operating system is. So I'm going to type in, first of all, let's type in htop actually. And in htop right here, you can see by default we're using 536 megabytes of RAM. So it's not the lightest of all systems, but it's not the heaviest operating system either. You know, it's kind of in the middle right there, where if you have a 4 or 8 or even a 2 gigabyte, you're not going to be hurting too much by the RAM usage on this operating system. Everything else looks fairly good. And then if we head over to NeoFetch right here, we can see that we are running TwisterOS with that beautiful TwisterOS logo, and we are on Manjaro on Linux, of course. Everything else here seems to be really nice. We come with 837 packages when you do install this version of TwisterOS. So it's not an insane amount of packages, but it's not a really low amount either. So, you know, it's just there. So I want to take a look at the desktop real fast and see how it feels, what type of applications come, and different things like that. So let's dive into the applications first. So right here in applications, we have this nice full screen application launcher. I think this is Lightpad. Lightpad is the launcher name. But these are all some applications that come on Manjaro by default. I won't be going through those in this video, but we do come here. We have LibreOffice, the different apps. We have Gparted, Flameshot, which is going to be a screenshot manager, which you can just kind of screenshot right here. We can go take screenshot. We can take as much of our desktop as we want, and you can save it to somewhere on your computer if you wanted to, like that. Bam, I just took a screenshot and I saved it into my pictures directory. So that is what Flameshot does. We also have Firefox, which probably came with Manjaro. And we have the theme Twister, which I will be showing in a little bit. It allows us to change our desktop theme. We have a TwisterUI Manjaro patcher to make sure that we're on the latest version of TwisterUI Manjaro, which we are going to be since we just installed the system. We have XFCE terminal. You know, there isn't as many applications as you're going to get on the real TwisterOS. Like, you don't have Box 86, and it looks like you don't have Wine, but let's make sure. So we open up our terminal right here. We can type in Box 86. No, we don't have it. Box 86 allows us to emulate x86 Linux applications, but it does require 32-bit systems or some type of 32-bit CRUD, which is a little bit hard to set up in this system. So, you know, we're not going to get some of the cool benefits that you are going to get on the normal TwisterOS, but you are going to just have a very nice desktop. Wait, we have this other app right here, this other page right here. We have some different things like that. But overall, is there Discord? There's no Discord. Is there Chromium? There's no Chromium. Like, some applications that you might expect on normal TwisterOS aren't going to be available on here, but Manjaro does have this awesome application right here called Add or Remove Software, which is a pretty nice application store if you do ask me. I mean, it's a very nice, intuitive, and there are a lot of applications in here. Like once it launches, I'll show you. So we could type in Chromium, and this is called PAMAC, and you can just install it with a click. So I really do love PAMAC, the application store in Manjaro, since there just is a lot of really awesome stuff in here. Like we could type in webcord, which is going to be, so you can also actually go right here, go to preferences, and type in your password, and then scroll down right here and third party, my bad, go to third party, and I would enable the AUR support. And the AUR support just gives us some special packages that are built by the community, such as webcord, which is a Discord client. So if you want a Discord on here, just enable the AUR and install it straight through the App Store. So it just gives us some more flexibility when you do have the AUR enabled, and there are some more applications in the AUR, such as Raspberry Pi Imager. So we could type in Imager, or should we type in RPI Imager? And then that is in the, it's in the official repositories. That's interesting. You don't even have to use the AUR. In the past, you did have to use the AUR. But yeah, see, I click install, and soon I should have the Raspberry Pi Imager installed on my system. So, it's just a really nice, cool, quick app store. As you can see, it's running it just like you would through the terminal, but just through the graphical instance. It's already done. So we could go into here, and Imager, bam, we have Raspberry Pi Imager, and we installed it through the App Store. So, it is a little bit of an old version. It's not the latest, but that is just how it is, I guess. But overall, the desktop, I mean, it's a pretty simple desktop. We have the dock right here, we have our stuff on the top, and we have access to applications through this menu right here, or we can also access them from there. So enough of that, let's go to the next theme. So we can go theme Twister, and we have a nice actually little change your theme thing right here. So we have all of these themes right here, and I can't go through all of these are a ton, but let me guess, should I go to the macOS theme or the Windows theme? Because I'll show one more theme in this video. Honestly, I'm a little bit of a macOS fan type of guy. I'm gonna go with iTwister Sir Dark. Permission denied. Looks like there might be a little bit of an issue there. So the macOS theme might have an issue, honestly. So I'm going to the Windows 11 theme right here. So my computer is rebooting, but I guess there are a little bit of hiccups so far. But yeah. So we'll go to the Windows 11 theme, hopefully. Okay, so I was able to get into the macOS Catalina style theme on here, and there are a little bit of hiccups. As you can see, this is still very much of a work in progress, but it seems to be cool. But first of all, like, the wallpaper is the XFCE, kind of not my favorite wallpaper, so I'm going to go right click at desktop settings, and I'll change it to the macOS Catalina one, if we can find that. So we'll go to backgrounds. Here we go. Here are all the beautiful Twister wallpapers. Here's the macOS Catalina wallpaper, and just that even gives our desktop a much more of a macOS feel. And as you can see, the dock seems a little bit mixed up too. Like, Lightpad should be right there. Our trash can should be right there. And this should be right here. So, there are some hiccups for sure, but overall, you're going to get a pretty nice macOS style theme with TwisterOS. And I'm not going to go through everything, but you see our buttons do look correct. But we do have a little bit of an issue in our top bar right here. That looks kind of cool. But if we go to panel preferences, appearance, so there are ways to edit this and fix it. But overall, for now, it seems a little bit messed up. But it's a work in progress, and I'm gonna say that eventually these problems hopefully will be fixed up. So I would recommend keeping your eye out on the TwisterUI patcher for updates and stuff that will come in the future. But yeah, so let's go. Actually, I said it would only show one theme, but I want to see if other themes work too. So let's test out one more theme, and I am going to go back and test out the Twister 11 theme once more. Hopefully it will work this time. So I'll type in enter, type in your password, and hopefully this works. I don't think it worked, honestly. Nope, the Twister 11 theme seems to be broken currently, which is a little bit of a bummer. What about Twister 10? Let's go dark theme right here. Hit enter. Oh, I didn't type in my password, my bad. Oh, look, it's changing something. When you see it changing something, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that this one is going to work now. As you can see, it changed our desktop a little bit, which is going to be really awesome if the Twister 10 theme works, since the Twister 10 theme looks, honestly, looks kind of really close to Windows 10, and if you do ask me. But you know, we can have that kind of ugly XFCE wallpaper. So I'm going to right click and change the folder to backgrounds. Right here, backgrounds, and we'll go Twister 10 theme. Bam. Now this looks kind of more organized. This looks a little bit better than the macOS theme, honestly. This seems more set in place. Everything seems to be working. So if you do love the Twister 10 theme, you're gonna have a good experience on this. Like, honestly, I really do like this theme. It looks very much like Windows 10 and just that original style, and it looks really awesome. So I would say this is honestly really awesome as a Windows 10 theme. So as far as themes go, there definitely does need to be a little bit of work done. But you know, this is just some people playing around with this. Like, they're doing their best, and I assume they are, and it seems to be working awesome so far. So I mean, it's cool, even to where we are right now. So I'm not going to go into web browsing video playback, since basically this is Manjaro, but it should work just fine. You're going to get okay video performance and everything like that. So I guess we'll just end the video now. So I hope this guide was helpful for you all if you were interested in installing TwisterUI or TwisterOS on top of an Arch-based distro such as Manjaro, and if it was, I really do hope you got it working. Any questions, let me know down below. Anything you'd like to tell me, also just hit me up in the comments below. So a subscribe to the channel would be incredible, and thanks for watching.